So far, we are discussing about the del operator and gradient, and we have seen that the gradient of any scalar function, if t is any scalar function xy, t is a function of xyz, then gradient of t is defined as x cap del by del x plus y cap del by del z, z cap del by sorry, this is y, del by del z and t. So this is how the gradient of t is defined as. And we have also noted that this gradient, that is the gradient delta t points in the direction of maximum increase of the function t. So you can note here that the gradient t points in the direction of maximum increase of the function t. As you have seen in the example that gradient of r, this gradient of r was r cap. So this tells us that the r increases maximum in the radial direction. So this tells us the gradient t points in the direction of maximum increase of function t. It means that it tells the direction in which t increases more rapidly. And if you take the modulus of gradient of t, it gives the slope. It gives the slope along this maximal direction. Okay. So, so modulus of gradient of r is equal to 1. So you have seen that the slope of position vector is 1. Okay. Slope of the position vector is 1. So you can say that gradient of t gives the slope along the maximal direction, the direction in which t changes more rapidly. And so this del, as we have already talked about del, this del can be written as x cap del by del x, y cap del by del z, and z cap del by del z. This is your del operator. We define it del operator. And this is del operator, and you see here as it is expressed, it is a vector. So del operator is basically a vector. So here del is operated on t. It does not means del is a vector that is operated on t, that is not multiplication, because we are taking the vector derivative of this function t. So let me repeat it again. Del is a vector that operates. So here gradient of t means del is a vector that operates on some scalar function t. It is not just multiplication of del and t. It operates means it takes the derivative, vector derivative of this t. Okay. Now I think that definition of del is very clear to you. So when you operate it on some function, it is not just only their dot product or cross product, it is also take the derivatives along that direction. Now uh, del, it is very clear that del is an operator, del operator, and it is a vector. So let's see that there is an operator, and you know that there is an vector, and and you know about the vector a. Okay, suppose this is an ordinary vector and this is a del vector. Okay, and you can multiply a, means let's start. First we discuss about ordinary vector. So in ordinary vector, ordinary vector a, so let's discuss first about ordinary vector. So you can multiply an ordinary vector a with an scalar. Okay, a is a vector, a can be scalar. Okay, so multiplication by a scalar. Okay, and if there are two vectors, a vector and b vectors, so if you multiply, you can just, if you multiply with a scalar, it will look like this. Okay, but if there are two vectors, so you can multiply these two vectors in two ways. One is a vector dot b vector, that is scalar multiplication. Okay, clear? And a vector cross v vector, that is vector multiplication. That is, one is dot product and other is cross product. So this is called vector multiplication. Why? Because output is a scalar and here the output is a vector. So what I want to say, that if you have an ordinary vector, so you can multiply with this ordinary vector with a scalar and with a vector. If you multiply this a with an scalar, it will be only of this type, a multiplied by vector a. Okay, but if you have a two vectors and two ordinary vectors a and b, so you can multiply these two vectors in two different ways. First is, you can take their dot product. When you take their dot product, you will get a scalar quantity, and therefore this is called scalar multiplication. And you can also take the cross product of two vectors and you will get the vector quantity at the end. So similarly, you can multiply del in, that is del operator, in three ways. You can multiply del with an scalar function. Okay, you can multiply this as a in a scalar function where t is, what is t? T is the function of xyz, that is a scalar function. So that is called gradient. Okay, when you multiply with an scalar function like this. Okay, so this gives you the gradient of this function t. You can multiply this to a vector function. If t was a scalar, and if there is suppose some vector function v, so you can multiply it. Since this is also a vector, since this there is also a vector, and v is also a vector, I am assuming that v is some function, vector function. Okay, so you can multiply del and v in two ways. You can take, both are vector, you can take their dot product. Okay, and you can take their cross product. Okay, so when you multiply, when you operate on some scalar function, it gives you gradient. When you operate it to a vector, you can operate in two ways. You can take their dot product, you can take their cross product. Okay, means just this is not multiplication only like this. This is how del acts, means you are taking the derivatives also. So del dot v is called divergence of v. Okay, grade, this is called del multiplied by t, that is t was a scalar function, it was called gradient. Similarly, del dot v is defined is called divergence, and if you take the cross product it is called curl. Okay, curl of v vector, curl of this is the divergence of v vector. So an ordinary vector A can multiply in three ways. The first was the by a scalar. A can be multiplied by a scalar like this. A can be multiplied by a vector. Second method was A can be multiplied by B by the dot product, that is A vector dot B vector, and A can be multiplied by B vector by the cross product, that is A cross B. So A can be multiplied with a vector by two ways, that is dot product by a cross product, and it can be multiplied to a scalar, just simple multiplication. Similarly, there are three ways the operator del can act. Del can act on a scalar function t. When del acts on a scalar function t, this is called gradient. Okay. When del acts on a vector function, so del can act on a vector function v via the dot product, that is defined as del dot v, and it is called as divergence. And del can operate on a vector function via the cross product also, and this is defined as del vector cross v vector, and this is called curl. So three, you see that gradient, divergence, and curl. So they are the definitions. When del operates on a scalar function, it is called gradient. When del operates on a vector function via dot product, it is called divergence. When del operates on a vector function via cross product, it is called curl. So gradient of t is defined as del t by del x cap, del t by del y cap, and del t by del z cap. Okay, this is product of del with a scalar function. Now divergence. Let's see what is divergence here. So as we have already discussed, when del operate on a scalar function, this is called divergence. Okay, let's assume that this is your del vector. Okay, that is x cap del by del x, y cap del by del z, and z cap del by del z. And let's assume that a v is some function, vector function. Okay, vy, vx is the their x component, their component along x direction, vy along y direction, and vz along z direction, means z axis. Okay, so divergence of, you can, this del can operate on this vector function v, like as a by a dot product. Okay, when this del operates on v by a dot product, it can be written as, so x cap del by del x, y cap del by del z. Okay, z cap del by sorry, this is y, I am often doing mistake, del by del z. Okay, dot, what is vv, x cap, vy, y cap, vz, z cap. So you can write similar to this. So when you take the dot product, we know that x cap dot x cap is equal to 1, and it is also equal to y cap dot y cap and z cap dot z cap. Okay, similarly where x cap dot y cap dot z cap and z cap dot x cap will come, that term will be equal to 0. Okay, you know this now. So keeping this in mind, when you take their product, you will get del vx by del x, del vy by del y, del vz by del z. So you see that this is not a vector, this is a scalar. So I think this would be very clear to you that when del operator acts on a scalar function, it gives you a vector. When del operator acts on a vector function by a dot product, it gives you a scalar. So this is how the divergence is defined. Let's see the geometrical interpretation of divergence. So this is the from these pictures we would be able to understand what is divergence. So you see here the divergence of a vector v defined as their derivative of x component of v along x direction, derivative of y component along y direction, derivative of z component of v along z direction. So from these expression you can say that there is change in x, this is the magnitude. Okay, it will have some magnitude in x dimension and some magnitude in y dimension. If you consider this is in a plane, so you can say that here its magnitude is increasing with direction, so you can say that it has a large positive divergence. Okay, it has a large positive divergence. So since it is increasing, it may be, if the arrow sign will be in this direction, then you can say that this has a large negative divergence. Okay, it has a positive direction, since arrow is in this direction, it will have a negative divergence if arrow will be pointed towards this point. Okay, similarly you can see here in this picture, that is in picture number second, you see that the magnitude of these arrows are not changing, means vx, vy, vz remains constant as you move in the space. So you can say that divergence of v will be equal to 0. So you can say that here divergence of this field is 0. Okay, now let's see here. Here you see that magnitude is changing as you move in the space, so you can say that it has a uh, positive divergence. So therefore you can say that del dot v is a measure of how much the vector v diverges from the point in question. So divergence of v is measurement of how much the vector b is, how much the vector b is spread out from the point in question. So from this point how much it spreads, it is given by divergence of b. How much it spreads from any point in question, suppose this is the point, how much it spreads, it can be called its divergence. So you see here that it spreads out in this direction, so it have a divergence. It does not spread out from any point, from this point to this point, it does not spreads out, means it does not diverge. Similarly you can say that here is a positive divergence. Now let's discuss about the curl. So again, uh, when del operates on a vector function v by a cross multiplication, okay, then this is called del curl. Okay, the curl is defined as uh, vector cross, when del operates on a vector function by a cross product, then this is called curl of v, curl of v vector. So we can construct the curl of v as we do, that is x cap, y cap, z cap, del by del x. In component form we can write like this, vx, where vx, vy, z are, vz are the components of v along x cap, y cap and z cap. So you can calculate the curl of any vector v like this. Okay, So you can also write in terms of Cartesian product as x cap del y we operated on this. So you can write del vz by del y minus del vx by del z plus y cap del vx by del z minus del vz by del x plus z cap del vx by del x minus del vx by del y. So this is y. Okay, so this is how you will calculate the curl of any vector v. So what is the what is the meaning of this curl? So the curl is measure of, just like divergence, the curl is measure of how much, not means I am defining it as like divergence. So curl is measure of how much the vector v, how much vector v swirls around the point, around the any point. Okay, so curl is measure of how much the vector v swirls or rotates around any point. So curl is measure of how much the vector v swirls around any point. So if you see in these pictures 1 2 3, you find that these vectors, suppose this is the point, this vector does not swirl around this point, and this vector does not have any type of rotatory rotation around this point. It spreads out from its point of origin, suppose this is the point, so it spreads out as you move in the space. It does not rotate, so it has a zero curl. So this picture also does not, it have a no rotation, it does not swirl, this vector does not swirl to any point. So you can say that it is there is no curl, hence it is also a curlless. So similarly in this picture there is no rotation, so you can say that this is the curl of this field diagram is 0. But if you look at these pictures, you see that these vectors are moving around, have a finite swirl around some point around origin. So you can say that let's see this picture, this is wrong. Okay, you can say this vectors rotates, this vectors curls around this point, so you can say that it has a curl. Similarly this these vectors means if it is some type of field, then you can say that this field also curls around. Okay, you have a finite curl here, so you can say that with a finite rotation around this point, you can say that it has a finite curl. So this was a pictorial representation of curl.